For 3,000 years, the galaxy lived without the sound of humanity. No human ships crossed the stars. No human voice echoed in the void. The Galactic Council marked Earth as lost civilization. Planets that once feared human strength now told stories of them like myths. The vanished warriors of Sol. Centuries passed. Empires grew fat and proud. The Zeran Dominion ruled the core worlds, believing no power could ever challenge them again. But then, a signal appeared. It came from the dark edge of the Perseus arm, faint, broken, old. At first, scanners dismissed it as space noise, but the encryption was ancient, Terran military code. The Council gathered in shock. "Impossible," said the Wraith Chancellor. "Earth is dust." Yet the signal grew stronger. Then came the light. Hundreds of warp signatures tearing through space. When the ships arrived, the stars themselves seemed to burn. Gigantic vessels of dark steel, glowing red from their thrusters, emerged in perfect formation. No alien could believe what they saw. These ships looked alive, breathing fire, covered in strange energy patterns, with weapon systems the galaxy had never seen. The lead ship opened transmission. "This is the United Terran Command. We are returning home." Every empire froze. The signal carried authority, precision, and something colder, power. For 3,000 years, humanity had been silent. Now they were back, and this time, they weren't explorers. They were something else, stronger, smarter, forged in the darkness beyond known space. The galaxy trembled, realizing the truth. Humanity had not died. They had prepared. The Galactic Council watched in disbelief as the Terran fleet filled their star maps. Hundreds of colossal ships, each carrying energy readings greater than entire alien armadas. No one could understand how humans had built such things. For 3,000 years, they were silent. Yet now, they returned with technology beyond reason. Admiral Sarath of the Zeran Dominion demanded answers. He ordered his scouts to approach the human ships. 3 cruisers entered Terran space, their scanners active. Seconds later, they vanished. No explosion. No distress call, just gone. Panic rippled through the command chambers. The humans said nothing. Their ships moved with terrifying precision, forming patterns across star systems as if mapping the galaxy itself. Wherever they passed, communications died. Satellites went dark. Even gravity fields shifted unnaturally, as if reality itself obeyed their command. Then came the first broadcast from the Terran flagship. A voice calm and cold. "Galactic systems, your borders are noted. Interference will not be tolerated." The message lasted only 5 seconds. But those 5 seconds changed everything. Empires that once ruled with arrogance now sat in silence. Even the warrior races, who once mocked humanity, began recalling their fleets. In the shadow of their massive ships, the humans were unreadable. Their designs were sharp, alien even. Black hulls carved with symbols of forgotten wars. They didn't come to conquer. Yet they made every empire feel conquered. Across the stars, one question echoed. Where had humanity gone for 3,000 years, and what had they become out there in the dark? For days, the Terran fleet drifted silently between the stars. No signals, no movement, only the cold glow of their engines cutting through the void. The galaxy waited, terrified to make the first move. Finally, the Galactic Council sent an envoy, a ship from the Zeran Dominion, carrying their highest diplomat. The envoy approached carefully, broadcasting in every known language. "Terran Command, we come in peace. We seek dialogue." No answer. Minutes passed. Then the Terran flagship, Erebus Prime, turned its massive hull toward the envoy. Sensors screamed, energy readings off the scale. But instead of firing, a single transmission came through, a human voice, deep, emotionless and steady. Permission to approach denied. "You had 3,000 years to speak. Now you will listen." The envoy captain froze. The voice carried something ancient, not anger, not pride. Something worse, authority. The Terran ship extended a beam of white light. It wasn't a weapon. It was a scan. Within seconds, the envoy systems were stripped bare, their history files copied, Their ship analyzed completely. When the light faded, their screens showed a single message. You have forgotten who we were. You will remember soon. Then the Terran fleet vanished, not by warp, not by jump. They simply disappeared from all scanners. Across the galaxy, chaos erupted. Empires accused one another of hiding human allies. Rumors spread on that the Terrans had discovered a power beyond physics itself. And deep within the stars, unseen by all, the humans prepared for something greater. They weren't here for war, they were here for judgment. In the far edges of the galaxy, stars began to flicker. At first, astronomers thought it was a natural collapse, dying suns or cosmic dust storms. But then, the pattern became clear. Every flicker marked a system once controlled by the Galactic Council, and one by one, those systems went silent. The Council panicked. "Are we under attack?" shouted the Ziran commander. "No weapons detected," replied his officer, voice shaking. But deep in those fading stars, shadows moved, enormous. Terran vessels rising from the dark like sleeping giants awakening. Each ship carried strange markings, ancient human text mixed with symbols no one could read. They pulsed with energy unknown to alien science, bending gravity around them like water. The Council tried sending probes. None returned. Then the humans broadcast a message, simple and final. Phase 1 complete. The awakening begins. Moments later, the galaxy trembled. Massive shock waves of light spread across the star map, forming a glowing web of energy connecting hundreds of Terran ships. Planets shook, wormholes collapsed, and yet not a single world was destroyed, only silenced. In every empire, their technology failed. Communications, weapons, shields, everything went dark. But human ships moved freely. Untouched, the aliens realized with horror, humanity had mastered something beyond war. They had found a way to control energy itself. The Council's final message before the blackout read, "They're not fighting us. They're resetting the galaxy." And as the stars dimmed, a whisper spread through the frightened worlds. The Terrans are rewriting the laws of creation. Across the darkened galaxy, only one light remained, the Terran fleet. Their ships glowed like burning stars, connected by beams of golden energy that pulsed with life. Every alien world watched in silence as the humans spoke again, their voice echoing through every channel, every frequency. "For 3,000 years you called us extinct. You spread your empires, enslaved worlds, and turned peace into control. Now judgment comes." The message sent shock through the empires. Entire governments tried to surrender, sending pleas for mercy, but humanity didn't answer. The Judgment Fleet, as it was now called, began its movement, slowly, precisely, unstoppable. Where they passed, weapons deactivated, armies froze in place, artificial suns went dark, no blood was spilled. Yet fear spread faster than war. The Ziran Dominion tried one last desperate strike. 1,000 of their warships surrounded. A single Terran vessel and the Erebus Prime they fired. Everything, the stars lit up with fire. When the light faded, the human ship was untouched. In return, Erebus Prime activated a pulse, silent, invisible. Every Ziran ship simply shut down. Engines, power cores, life support, and all dead. The humans transmitted one line. "You were judged. You failed." Then the disabled ships drifted into the void, lifeless like dust before a storm. No one knew how the Terrans chose their targets. Some empires vanished overnight. Others were left untouched. It was not war, it was correction. And every surviving species whispered the same words in terror. The humans decide who deserves the stars. The galaxy was silent once more. Worlds that once glowed with trade and empire now floated in darkness, waiting for the humans to speak again. The Terran fleet stood across the stars like a constellation of judgment, massive, calm, untouchable. Then, finally, a transmission spread through every system. The voice was human, steady and cold. The age of chaos is over. The cycle of tyranny ends today. From the ashes, balance will rise. All remaining empires listened as the humans revealed their plan. They were not here to rule, they were here to reset. Using technology born beyond known space, they would rebuild the galaxy's broken systems, energy grids, trade networks, communication relays, all would be restarted under one guiding code, the Terran Accord. Every planet that had once been enslaved or forgotten received a pulse of light. Machines powered back on, cities lit again, and gravity stabilized. But there was a difference. Every world was now connected to the Terran network. Human eyes, unseen and silent, watched over all. On the bridge of Erebus Prime, the human commander gazed at the stars. He whispered softly, "We gave them peace once. They turned it into control. This time we will guide, not rule." And with that, the fleet began to move outward. Not to conquer, but to rebuild. In every corner of the galaxy, life returned, and fear faded, replaced by awe. For 3,000 years, humanity had disappeared. Now, they had returned not as conquerors, but as architects of a new dawn, and in the quiet heart of the universe, every species understood one truth: the galaxy now lived under human light.